A group of acquaintances of mine invited me to go clubbing with them this weekend, and I said no. I don't particularly like clubbing. I instead like to spend my weekends inside playing video games. And one of them said, "Oh, you're not like other girls?" Like, yeah, I'm not like other girls. I got low blood pressure and low blood sugar, all right? I got hit with 2 God chuckles right there. If I go clubbing, I don't come back. It's much like Jaws.
TBTL.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
It's Friday. Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Well, I've read everything on your syllabus, and how do I put this delicately? It's all stupid garbage.
First of all, a podcast takes a lot of work, okay? You have to organize the guests, you have to do a Google Calendar, and you build a following. It takes a long time, and I've been working on it for a while.
If I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. I love you.
With him out of the way, I think we're just going to be 360 spins and slam dunk pointers.
Well, all right. Hello, good morning, and welcome everyone to a Friday edition of TBTL, the show that just might be too beautiful to live.
Oh, yeah.
My name's Luke Burbank. I'm your host.
I don't know who that is, and I don't care to find out.
Coming to you from the Madrona Hill studio, perched high above the mighty Columbia, where it is a rainy Friday. So we've got Gigi and DJ here in the studio, helping out with the show. DJ was doing a little script supervision before the program, and I think things are really actually looking pretty good today. It's nice to get another set of eyes on this thing out here at the Madrona Hill studio, as we've made it, folks, to episode 4,758 in a collector series.
Let the fun begin.
I've been watching the World Cup with great interest, and I will tell you, there is a team in the World Cup and also a fan base for the team in the World Cup that I find, frankly, terrifying.
I am petrified with this story.
I will elaborate coming up. Also, we are still going through some of the suggested names, some of them humorous names, for the frog that we are going to be entering in the Valley City, Ohio Frog Jump Contest.
How funny is that?
That's pretty funny.
As part of the TBTL-a-thon 17, Jumping for Joy, which is going to be July 13th through 17th. And in fact, we've got a listener, Simeon, who spends a lot of time thinking about and studying frogs.
Those scientists better check their hypotenuses, dude.
He's going to tell us everything we need to know about what kind of frog we should be looking for and how to take care of them and all of that stuff. That's coming up a little later on in the show. First, though, we got to say hello to this dude, longest-running Cobro of the show, maybe best known for his depictions of the tall ships. Yes, he's been doing the show for a long time, but no, that doesn't mean that he's inflexible or can't change. In fact, his new name is
Targus.
And he's joining me right now. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Luke. Just horfed down some Fig Newtons. It's the last thing I eat at night and the first thing I eat in the morning now that I have a lifetime supply of them on my shelf.
Are you making progress on that big old giant box of Fig Newtons that was mailed to you by, was it Maggie in Swarthmore?
Yeah, I'm turning into a Fig Newton. Listen to this. Listen to this note that I got out of the blue. Unrequested from our dear friend Mary, the queen of the rants and raves at the Seattle Time. Mary wrote to me, out of the blue yesterday, I'm time-battening, so this is late, but it's important. Luke is correct about the Fig goddamned Newtons. Not only are they a waste of our Earth's resources, the most disgusting of so-called cookies, their foul reach is worse. I, for my whole life, assumed figs were the devil's spawn because of Fig Newtons. I was literally in my 60s before I figured out that figs are delicious. Somehow Nabisco managed to befoul one of the best fruits on the planet by making the so-called cookie somehow slimy and dry at the same time. Shame on everyone involved, Mary.
Now that's how you get published in the Seattle Times Rants and Raves.
I am at her knee. I am a tutor. Teach me, Mary. Teach me.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, and look who it is. It's our dear friend, TBTL employee numero uno, Mr. John Sklaroff, who is, let's see here.
Who's back?
Well, hold on now. Wait just a minute. There we go.
Look who's back.
There it is.
He's here once again, joining us on this Friday. Hi, John.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Pretty good. You're fresh off of seeing Supergirl last night.
I did mention I saw that last night. I enjoyed it. It's getting some mixed reviews.
Can I tell you something a little embarrassing?
Please.
And I think I'm going through stuff. I got choked up watching the trailer for Supergirl.
Yeah.
And that's like knowing that it's getting mixed reviews and knowing that the dog is very clearly CGI.
Yeah.
And it still kind of got me.
Yeah,
Like her and her dog. Yeah. Again, I don't know what's going on. I need to see a doctor.
Yeah.
But
I should say mixed reviews because I think anytime there's a woman-led movie, especially in the superhero genre,
you're skeptical.
Yeah, me personally. Yeah. No, there's like a swath of the country, I think, that just immediately goes to like, this is bad even before the movie comes out. I think the biggest criticism I was kind of starting to mention this briefly. There's this book that's been adapted from Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and I actually picked this up. I have not yet read it because I didn't want my feelings about the movie to be influenced by
that is a DC comic. I didn't realize that you play both sides of the field.
Listen, I go both ways when it comes to my comic book enjoyment.
I thought you were
Whatever's good.
a Marvel man and only did the Marvel
Listen,
stuff.
in marriage, I'm monogamous. In comic books, I'm polyamorous.
Yeah, you're in a polycule.
Polycule, yeah. Whatever is entertaining and good. And this, by all accounts, this book was really well loved and regarded. And one of the big criticisms of the movie is it's an adaptation of the book, but they make some significant changes to the adaptation, which happens all the time when books of any kind are adapted. And so I think people are just kind of like also frustrated by that. But I thought it was a good movie. Millie Alcock, who plays Supergirl, is awesome.
Jason Momoa.
So he's one of the ones that's not.
They're finally putting him in a movie. That's nice to see.
Okay, but the thing about Momoa is
you have baggage with Momoa, Luke. Don't bring that into the show.
I forgot about that actually.
There's Momoa, like the character he plays, Lobo, who is a character I've been familiar with. Like it is Jason Momoa. Like he's
he plays Lobo.
Yes.
The crazy. Yes. I didn't know that was a DC.
Lobo.
Yeah, from way back in the day. He's kind of crazy, right? I didn't know that was a DC comic. I thought it was like some alt or indie comic.
No, he's an intergalactic bounty hunter who rides a motorcycle through space and like chews on cigars and like is very burly and corny and like a drunk. I'm like, like he's playing himself in makeup basically.
So he takes elements of all three of our personalities.
Yes, right. I'm the cigar.
He's a composite character.
I remember Lobo being like that. Boy, I haven't heard that name in so long, but I did not grow up like a comic book geek, although I just always loved the ideas. I love the idea behind them, and I love people who were into them. I just never really got into it. I had a few graphic novels here and there or what have you, but I do remember at some point, I don't remember like what stage of my life this was, somebody was like, oh man, it's like it was Lobo and one other character that was just like, oh, this is not your Superman comics. This is the badass stuff. This is the crazy drunk stuff. And I remember like that was like edgy.
Yeah.
That Lobo.
Yeah.
Let me know when they finally do an adaptation of Gru the Wanderer. Okay. That was the comic that I was really into.
Is that a Christian comic?
Is that not Despicable Me?
No, that's what's the name of the guy in Despicable Me? What's the
Gru?
He's Gru also.
That's what the joke. That's what the dumb joke was.
Gru was this like kind of sort of dopey fantasy comic book character. I'm reading this off the internet now. Created by Sergio Aragonés, and I remember walking to the comic book shop up in Greenwood, actually, by kind of where that Taproot Theater is. Andrew, I don't know if you're familiar with.
I don't think so.
Or where the anyway, there used to be a big Fred Meyer up there as well, but there was a comic book shop across the street. And I went in there with some kids that knew from comics, and I was already so behind the curve. Like they already had, all of these different comics, and they were collecting them and stuff. And so I didn't know where to start, but I just thought that Gru looked funny because he kind of had a sword and he was kind of dopey. So I think I bought a couple of Gru comics.
I like
as far as my comic book collecting went, but I did enjoy those.
I like that move. That was like when my grandparents were like kind of, I guess, babysitting both me and my sister and two of my cousins. And this is like, they lived out of state or something, the cousins did. We didn't get to see them all that often. It was a very, very sui generis moment in our upbringing, this outing. And I think they took us to some store and we all got to pick out T-shirts, but I think it was like all Looney Tune T-shirts or whatever. And like the other boys got like Tasmanian Devil and something else like kind of badass. And I got the Tweety Bird shirt. And I was just like,
which
I
I'm
like
Tweety
Bird. And I think everybody was a
also,
little bit like, what's with this guy?
I think that's actually more badass. I think that would be more fashionable circa now for you to be wearing a Tweety Bird T-shirt than, say, a Tasmanian Devil T-shirt.
That's one of those stories, and this is not the MO on my dad. This is not how like he raised me or anything. He's not a machismo kind of guy, and he's not a guy who ever made me feel shame for who I was. But I do feel like I had it was a little glimpse into, I feel like we came back with our shirts and we were showing them all off, and I either overheard my dad talking about it later, or I saw his eyes sort of die a little bit when he saw that his son chose the Tweety Bird shirt. I think I overheard him talking about it later, and I was like, oh my God. And it was like, I feel like there's some sort of biblical equivalent to this. Like, I didn't let's keep it in the Looney Tunes universe. It was like I was running out off of a cliff, but I didn't know I was off of a cliff. I thought everything was good until I heard somebody say, yeah, but why did my boy get the Tweety Bird shirt? Why is he always the guy who's bringing home the Tweety Bird shirt? And then I looked down, the cliff wasn't there anymore, and then I started falling.
Why is my son the one inspiring the fashion of Jermaine Dupri many years from now? Often seen in a giant Tweety Bird T-shirt.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, no. Now that I'm, now that I'm a strong, self-confident man that you guys all know, I love the fact that I brought home that Tweety Bird shirt. And I wish I still had it.
I want to talk to you guys for a quick moment about. Well, actually, you know what? Before we get to soccer, Andrew, do you happen to have, I don't know, some sort of sonic indication that maybe we're going to ask about our plans in the next couple of days?
You mean like for the Dazzling Donors, or like what?
Earlier in the show than that. More like weekend plans.
Acquaintances of mine invited.
What happened there? Good. I actually hit it like 30 seconds ago. I don't know what was going
The biggest one I've ever had. Big weekend.
Luke Burbank.
Yes.
Am I cueing this music because you have big weekend plans, or you want to know mine? Because I'm happy to go
I'd like to
either
start
way
with
here.
yours.
All right. Well, my big weekend plans. There's various things going on, but the thing that I am focused on right now is a little something I like to call chainsaw on a stick. Because I got myself a chainsaw on a stick. I haven't even unboxed that baby yet. It's been a very busy week. But I stayed up late last night working on the newsletter, getting that all done so that as soon as we are done recording here today, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to rev that baby up. I think I need to put some oil or something in it first. So it might involve a trip to Lowe's first. I plan on chopping the hell out of my back hedges until I get a phone call from the garage that is currently working on our car. And at some point, I think I'm going to have to interrupt my work to go find a way to get to Ballard to go pick up the broken car.
So you went with the dealership?
No, we went with this other garage that's around the corner that I got a really good vibe from, but they're still expensive, and they will only replace all 4 fuel injectors. They say we won't do just one, but I really like the vibe of them, and they seemed very cool when I was dropping off the car, and it's right around the corner. Actually, I'm not trying to hijack the segment, but actually when I texted the dealership, I told them I sent the text to Genevieve just so she knew, and I was like, I didn't say we're taking it to another garage. I said something, I lied. And it was one of those things where, and Genevieve later was like, why did you lie to them? And I was like, I don't know. But I told them, I'm like, hey, listen, because our car was left at the dealership overnight. I never checked back in with them, which is not really my thing. And then midday yesterday when I realized, okay, we can take it to this other garage that luckily had a couple of other appointments fall through at the last minute, I wrote to the dealership and said, hey, we can't really afford this right now. We don't know what we're going to do. So I'm going to pick up the car and limp it to my friend's garage for a while. And Genevieve's like,
I would have done the exact same thing.
Why did you take it? Really? I thought you'd be more like Genevieve. Why didn't you just let them know that, like, you don't appreciate how expensive it is?
Somehow it would feel to me like I was rejecting them. I feel like they don't need to know that I'm just taking it to a slightly more affordable garage. I want to, sort of protect their feelings for some reason.
It's like when you change barbers or therapists or something where it's like, I'm going to take a break from getting your hair cut.
Yes.
Yeah, just for like a few decades. We'll figure it out. And then like you immediately book with another person.
Yeah.
Totally. I'm going for a Tom Hanks in Castaway kind of look.
By the way,
1 to 4 years.
I did have to I went to Rudy's for the first time on, I guess yesterday or the day before, because I'd been going to this local barber who, like, you just never know what you're going to get with them. I really like them, and it doesn't really matter with me, like, I don't have to look good. I'm unfamiliar with that feeling. So for me, it doesn't really matter. He goes, sometimes I get a good haircut. Sometimes it's too short, but it grows out. But because I have this book event on Monday, I did not trust that. So I went to Rudy's, and it is way more expensive, but you can definitely I trust them more, and I came out. I mean, how do I look? You guys tell me. I mean you were probably talking about it, right?
Throw on
You
a
look like a guy
Tweety
who-
Bird shirt for
you
Monday,
should-
and you're set to go.
You look like a guy who should be in conversation regarding a cross-country automobile race
With Eric Moskowitz. What is
That's
it?
right.
It's brick and
Bricks
mortar
and-
brick and
brick and
mortar
mortar.
books, Redmond, Washington.
Yes.
Let's see here. It'll be Monday at 6:30. I'm actually, the truth of the matter is, and I know that I'm now slipping into next week plans. I have finished the book, and it's really good. So that makes me feel better. Now that I'm like really into this book, I feel slightly less nervous about talking with Eric about it in front of a group of people. It's still not exactly probably, the thing I'm most comfortable with, that kind of scenario. But luckily, I'm legitimately enthused and excited about this book.
Yeah, it sounds really
awesome.
Really fascinating.
Yeah, I'm going to get it in your hands. Okay, what's going on with you, Luke?
Well, for one thing, I got to find a new place to cut my hair because I've been going to this one place in town, which I thought was kind of a little bit more elevated than just, say, one of the Great Clips. In fact, there was really nothing even wrong with Great Clips, although I didn't see myself getting my haircut at the Great Clips in the Fred Meyer in Longview, Washington in my late 40s and 50s. I didn't see that for my life, and so maybe it was more just what I felt like it said about me. Also, they sometimes would have a really long wait list, a long line. So I found this other place that's a little bit more boutique, and everybody there I think is, very well trained. But man, I got the worst haircut from them the last time. And it's a person who I get my haircut, have had my haircut from plenty of times, and she just, for whatever reason, just kind of...
Wasn't that the day of the tragedy, though?
Was. That might have, not even joking. There was kind of a lot going on, but...
That's what I was thinking for real.
So I've just been growing it. I've been going full castaway with it, but I've got to figure something out. That is not my big weekend plan. I am going to have Becca's brother, Scott, is going to be in the area tomorrow because he is doing, along with, he owns like multiple companies. But one of the other things he does is he's a DJ for events and parties and get-togethers, and he's DJing something not too far from here. So I believe the plan is for him after his gig to come over here. He's bringing a third poodle. That's right. There are going to be 3 standard poodles here tomorrow night, and we're going to hang out and just do a little hangout time, hang out with the dogs, maybe have a cold beverage, and just see where the night takes us.
Do the dogs like air horns? I'm assuming if he's a DJ, he's like kind of blowing an air horn all the time. Is that what it's going to sound like?
They're pretty unaffected by that, I have to tell you. They
well, you don't have no offense.
They're tired
but
from their walk today.
That's not a professional air horn, though. I assume that he's coming in with a real one.
Oh, he's got every sound effect in the book. I'll tell you what. So that's happening on Saturday. I will probably also be watching some of the World Cup soccer as it goes. I've been getting really into it this year, but I wanted to tell you guys about this. Let me actually just officially designate this as a top story.
Hello and welcome to Top Story.
You know we're all about formatting on this program. And without that Sonic ID.
Structure.
Yep. There is a soccer team in the World Cup from Norway, and they are really good. And they have a guy who plays for them named Erling Haaland, who is, I would say, 6'6", chiseled out of granite, blonde, long hair, in faster than he should be for that size, like unbelievably imposing Viking man who is, by the way, seems like a really sweet dude. He's always smiling out there on the pitch, but he's also absolutely menacing with his physicality.
Oh
Like,
my
his
gosh, I'm
ability-
looking at his face. Looks like he's the villain of a Van Damme movie or something.
And I almost feel bad bringing this up because he seems to actually be a fairly sweet individual. It is not his fault that he is not from this planet, but he does not appear to be. And I see him like some poor normal-sized soccer defender trying to impede him from getting to the goal as he's just taking 3 steps and covering the entire field. He is like some sort of Norse god. So that's imposing and slightly scary. But here's the thing. I don't know if this is really going to play over the podcast, but there is a celebration that the fans from Norway do when they score a goal. And they say, row, row, row. And everyone in the crowd, it's a sea of red as they say row. I'm talking about the fans. They mimic that they're rowing.
Love that.
Yeah, unless you're the other team or the other fans. It is like something out of like Game of Thrones when an army shows up at Winterfell that has you real scared. I'm just going to play this off of Reddit. I don't know if this is really going to convey what I'm saying, but this is the Norwegian fans doing this row thing.
No.
Someone's beating a drum. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of people rowing in their seats.
This is amazing.
It literally makes me nervous.
Has
even just
it
hearing
occurred
that.
to you just to start rooting for this team instead?
Well, the thing is, I love the
awesome.
nation of Norway, and this guy, Holland, actually seems like a sweetheart, but we still must stop them. This is terrifying behavior.
I'm pretty sure I saw on social media, and I can't verify. I've been looking for it. Holland has very good politics. I think he said he's been critical of some of the nonsense that's been happening here, I believe. But also to the Viking thing, Luke, they also, I saw on TikTok, they are like, I just looked, it looks like they're playing in Boston or Foxborough, but the fans have been going through New York City too. To like, they're here, they're traveling, and they've been doing the rowing thing on the subways and in Times Square. So there's like all these videos of all these Norwegian fans all around New York City, like doing this whole rowing thing. And I thought that was pretty awesome.
Can we go back to the vuvuzelas?
No, this is way better.
This is so
way better.
This is so intimidating. I don't think any other team will be able to beat these guys with their fans doing this scary rowing thing in the audience. It's too much.
This question is coming from a man who has not been following the ins and outs of this at all. So keep that in mind as you answer it. But like, are they favored? Is there a country or a team that is favored to win it all? Or is there a handful of teams?
I have a sense Argentina is considered really good. John, you might know more about this than I do.
No, sorry, this is outside my knowledge
so I
base.
couldn't tell you. I don't know if Norway's in one of the favorites to potentially get to the finals. I know that they seem to win the games that I saw them playing pretty handily. And this guy Erling Haaland is just like, I think he has some insane stat, like he's averaging more than one goal for every World Cup game he's ever played in or something. Like he's just putting up insane numbers. And John, I guess I'm not even surprised to hear that he might have good politics because again, the people of Norway seem to be a wonderful, I would say, sort of community-minded group of people, generally speaking. And like, I'm not shocked to hear that that he has good politics and is a good guy, but I mean,
intimidating.
Still, it should be. I just don't think it's fair for him to be literally twice as tall as some of the other players, but then also twice as fast.
So you want to hear the power rankings according to ESPN now? So from 1 to like 10, we'll say, right? It's France, Argentina, Spain, England, Germany, Brazil, the Netherlands, Portugal, Norway, Morocco. The U.S. is 11th, then Japan, Mexico, Colombia, and the Ivory Coast.
Okay.
So
those are the power rankings.
The U.S. is pretty far down there. I didn't know if because we won our first couple games it meant we were kind of good, but I will say.
But there are a lot of teams, though. I mean, 11 out of how many?
16.
Never mind.
That are left. They're moving on, right?
I guess
okay.
Right. I guess that must be the knockout.
Okay,
that must be the knockout round.
Still,
I want to say that I was really kind of proud of myself last night. I was watching the USA versus Turkey. We're saying Turkey now, I believe.
Oh, okay.
That was what was officially on the screen and everything. Formerly, we would have maybe called it Turkey, but I think we're going with the way that somebody from Turkey maybe would pronounce it. And the U.S. was already going to move on. They did not need to win this match. It was, they've already locked this up. And they were still a huge favorite against Turkey. And I thought, I don't know. You got one team that doesn't need to win. You got another team that's playing for pride, that's on the world stage in this way, that's going to have a lot to really prove. And so I slid a couple of dollarinis on old Turkey, and then they went up. They were leading 2-1. And this is the point where I could have retracted my dollarinis with a little excess, with a little profit made.
And we should say we're calling them dollarinis because we're pronouncing it the way people in Turkey would, right?
Precisely.
Yes, okay.
And I did that classic thing that I keep doing, which is the same happened to me. The same thing. I was watching Jordan and Algeria play the other night. Same thing. I'm just always putting a little dollarini on whatever team seems to have no chance based on the betting odds. And then that team seems to jump out to a 1-0 lead, and suddenly I'm being rewarded in real time, but then I don't take my minimal profit and run. I try to let it ride, and then usually the team that's favored comes storming back, and all of the pundits are correct. Well, in this case, I turned the game off because the U.S. had tied it 2-2. There was like 1 minute left of the extra time. The game was over. It was going to end in a draw. Turned it off, went about my business. When I looked down on my phone, and my goodness gracious, Turkey wins the match with like no time left in the match. Kicks the ball into the goal, therefore giving me even more dollarinis.
Nice.
So I felt like that was a study in human motivation. I said, do we think that the U.S. is going to play their absolute hardest? And I guess they didn't.
I had heard some rumblings like there was a kind of a question about whether or not they were going to sit their good players for this game. Anyway, did they?
I think they did. I think they sat a lot of the. I don't think they played Pulisic.
Because why risk injury if they don't need to win this game?
Precisely. And that was another reason I was surprised that they were so heavily favored. Because I thought, again, they're playing all their backups. They're just kind of going to be sort of phoning it in. But go Turkey. I'm thinking, I don't know if they're still in the tournament or not. But thanks, folks. Appreciate y'all. And yes, fear Norway. They are a very, very fearful team, although they do have good politics.
Yes.
John, we have brought you here once again to ask you about the process of people suggesting ideas for the frog's name. We are going to be entering a frog in the Valley City, Ohio frog jumping contest when we do the TBTL-a-thon in Ohio. And people have been sending in ideas for frog names. We're kind of saying we're going to have to really see this frog before we decide what its name is, but we can take lots of suggestions. We had some pretty good ones last week. Have there been more rolling in?
Yeah, actually, we got way more people. I think after maybe getting inspired by other listeners or thinking about more, we got way more week 2 than we had week 1. I'm going to start with the obvious one because somebody last week there was Julio Rodriguez, and it sparked this conversation between the three of us about like, are there other Mariners that like would be better for that?
Yeah.
And as the one Yankee fan, Hoppy came up, but as the one Yankee fan, I will say I'm very disappointed in you two Mariners fans for not getting the one that like 7 people sent in, the Big Jumper.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It just kind of makes me sad now, though.
I know. Well,
I know.
Sure.
Do we think, Andrew? I had a terrible intrusive thought yesterday. Is there a chance Cal Raleigh was juicing?
Interesting. Last season.
Yeah.
John says yes. Is this scuttlebutt? Because I had not. I mean, maybe we're in our bubble. I had not heard rumors or anything.
I mean, I don't know what that even looks like, because again, I don't know if there's a certain body type that tends to emerge from, using PEDs or not. I don't know. Cal Raleigh seemed too mellow to be doing PEDs, but what he seems to be going through this season is the drop off in productivity that seems to often follow someone who was on a lot of something that they should not be on, or not enough of something they should still be on.
The Brady Anderson effect. I don't know if you remember
Anderson
him.
effect. The
Andrew, for you, Andrew, and other people that might not be big fans or know, back in the 90s, the Orioles had a guy named Brady Anderson whose career high home runs was like 14, and then one year he hit 50, and then he never hit more than like 15 again. So it was like this real.
I mean, I'm not. Listen,
here's the one thing I'm hearing. Yeah, here's the one thing I'm hearing about.
I'm not accusing Cal of anything here. I'm just I'm troubled by the absolute cliff. Not unlike Andrew when he heard his dad shit talking that Tweety Bird shirt. The absolute cliff that Cal Raleigh has gone off this year is just. I mean, I understand slow starts, but something is up.
But the only thing, and maybe PEDs affect this type of thing too, but the thing that I've been hearing people who know more about baseball than me saying about him is it's his timing. It's not his strength. And I think I mean, I could be wrong. You guys both know ball way better than I do, but let me just...
That's not true.
Let me just say this, and then you guys can tell me if this doesn't really add up. I mean,
John does not know ball better than you.
I do not.
But I feel like, that helps if you're connecting the right way, but then you're getting the extra oomph to get it out of the yard, and it
Like
sort of
Barry
sounded,
Bonds.
and everybody was saying that like his timing is off. And when Cal was on his rehab assignment and he was down in AAA and he was just raking down there, he got like 5 home runs in 3 games or whatever, and they brought it up. Everybody was talking about his timing. Just like he's down there and his timing seems back. He came up here. He had a little bit of a better start since he's been back up, and then has just fallen off again. But I don't know. Do you think that PEDs would apply to that? It's not like he's hitting the ball into ground outs.
Yeah, and again, I really don't have any like evidence or even rumors to that effect. I just had this like, again, intrusive thought that like, could that be what the explanation is?
No,
But yeah, I don't.
The explanation is, I mean, it seems pretty damn obvious to me. He should have shook Randy's hand.
Mm-hmm.
It all. I'm not even joking. You can tell because it's not funny. Like I just think that he just messed up all the goodwill, and like that's why he makes me sad on several levels now because I could maybe like I just hated that Team USA so much. They were so toxic. He was toxic. Their whole like we are in battle with these other world teams, and the other world teams are like, isn't this fun that we all get to play a game together? And then they're like, no, we will go to war with you, and I am Cal Raleigh, and I do not shake your hand. And then he sucks, and that's what happened. He should have shook Randy's hand. The only thing they can do, I think somebody said this on Blue Sky, and I believe I already repeated it on the show, but they need to like do 7 minutes in heaven or something like that. Like, they need to fully make out.
That was not what I expected you to say.
And that is what's going to reverse this little curse. That's what I believe.
So it sounds like we were maybe not going with Big Jumper. unless Cal Raleigh has an unbelievable next few weeks of the season or however soon we'll be out there in Valley City. Unless Cal Raleigh does something that doesn't make his very name bring us sadness as Mariners fans, it's probably not going to be a Big Jumper. But good suggestion.
Good, and also adjacent to or similar to Big Jumper. Somebody wrote Cal Frogley, but okay, we're moving on.
Cal Frogley?
Cal Frogley, yeah.
Okay.
But we can move on for that. Let's see some other ones here. This one, okay. So I think you actually mentioned your friend Luke Larry on yesterday's
Larry Asher,
show.
our friend from the School of Visual Concepts.
Larry sent over, and I think even wrote in the email like obligatory classic name, which is Froggy McFrogface.
Okay, sure.
I always get a chuckle out of that. Like I know
I'm
it's
voting
like
that one down.
Sure, that's fine. But
Sorry, Larry, it's your right to be wrong.
It's a bumper sticker for a right-wing radio
right
station.
To be wrong.
You're absolutely within your rights to be that wrong. Okay.
I appreciate it, Larry. I know you had Mr. Ribbits or Ribbits last week, Andrew. Somebody wrote in and said, maybe a few people actually. If it's a female frog, although I guess it doesn't really matter, it could be Rosie the Ribbitor.
Yes, somebody sent that to me, and I had that written down here. That is, first of all,
strong.
I was saying Mr. Ribbits, and it turns out that's already some sort of cartoon character or something. And as we
You're being
learned
sued
today,
by enough cartoon companies right now, Andrew.
We really are. We should tell
we
the
could pull
listeners
down a
about
Beetle
that at some
Bailey,
point.
a Beetle Bailey image because King Syndicates was coming for us.
This is a true story. I used a Beetle Bailey, one panel of a Beetle Bailey cartoon randomly on a show pick, a month and a half ago. And today John got an email with a cease and desist and saying that we owe them money. But anyway, we'll deal with that later.
The entirety of the Thon proceeds will be paying off our debts to the
Syndicate.
I don't know if we got it from a few people, but I know that listener Ryan was one of the Rosie the Ribbitor suggestors.
I love that.
So
yeah,
shout out to
Ryan
him.
was one of them. Yep, there's a few folks. But that's one of them.
Solid name.
Do you guys think that the No Kings protests were actually about the King Syndicate and because of their heavy-handed efforts to pull images off of our website? Now I'm on board. Now I'm on board.
Here, I'll run through some of these other ones. Our friend Taylor down in Kansas City, big Royals fan, sent in a couple, and she had some really great explanation about like the motivation. I don't have the email from me, so forgive me, Taylor, but slingshot or spark plug, which I thought those are both pretty fun, cool, active.
I do like those.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Like,
so not
yeah,
so
like,
much
okay.
like a pun or wordplay, but just
like
in the interest of like a
characteristics.
frog that's going to jump really far.
Yeah, I
it's
thought
like
that
a
was good.
slingshot.
Actually, I really like Spark Plug.
Yeah, spark plug was
actually
cool.
pretty cool.
Spark plug was really cool. Here's some other kind of just like other kind of this one. Somebody recently came up with the show. Our friend Nigel Mayor. The what's a formal title for a mayor? Esquire or not?
His honor.
His honor. Thank you. That's it.
Exactly.
His honor. Nigel sent in. Hop Tua, which I said if the thon was last summer, it would have been Hop Tua. Like I just feel like it's a year too late.
I don't think Andrew would stand for it, but that's
I love
pretty great.
No.
Yeah, just like a year late though.
Nigel, I see you. I see what you did there. Hop Tua.
I stand for the flag, I kneel for the cross, and I sit for that name.
And
I sit for Hop.
Cover your ears like that famous photo of you others saying happy birthday.
And I cover my ears for Hop Tua, exactly.
So I really like that one. Okay, another Mariners related, not frog specific, but aquatic.
Okay.
JP Crawdad.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
I like
that. Was
that.
from
I mean,
that was from listener Levi. Sent that in. Let's see what else we got here. We got okay. So here's a few from Adrian in New York. Just did a list of like, not like I don't think show specific like references, although one maybe, but Walton Froggins.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
There's more. There's Bully Frog Thornton.
Oh, wow. You wouldn't say that
to Tom Petty.
Yeah, exactly. In light of the recent NBA Finals, in honor of Greg Popovich.
Oh,
wow.
Which is good.
I like that too.
Frog Odenkirk.
It took me a moment.
He's just like the angriest frog out there. God damn it.
Mary Hoppins. Jackie Jorp Jump.
Ooh. Sing them white girl blues.
Oh, I like Jackie Jorp Jump. That's good. Put that on. I don't know if you're keeping a list of the ones that are the faves, but like sort of like let's flag that
that's
one.
Really good.
Jackie Jorp Jump. Okay.
Yeah, and
no one
Rosie the Riveter
in Valley City is going to know what we're talking about. We don't care.
Generally speaking, nobody in Valley City is going to know what we're talking about for a full week.
Lemon from Cleveland. No, her boyfriend. Sudeikis' characters from Cleveland,
Fleet
right?
of the Cleve.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
And then let's see. I'm trying. There's like I said, a whole bunch.
Now,
here.
let me ask this: would it just be Jorp Jump, or could it be Jackie Jorp Jump? Or is
Jackie
that too
Jorp
much?
Jump, I think.
You gotta go
that
full
was the
name.
Okay, good. That's my preference. If you go with that.
Listener Adam, who I think wrote in the other day or sent a message. I thought it was Adam Ox. I think you guys said Oaks.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
Not, but Adam
okay.
Wrote in and gave Kermit Tyler, which was this whole historical reference that I was like, cool.
Kermit Tyler.
Yeah, there was a historical reference, and it's in the email. And sorry,
Millard Fillmore's vice president.
Is that?
I don't know. It sounds like it.
It's something to do with like Pearl Harbor.
Speaking of Mallard Fillmore, another cartoon that's suing us.
Yeah.
Let me use that as a show pick today.
Adam gave me the history of it, and it sounded cool. I'm not gonna pull it up right now, though. Sorry, but the other one Adam sent in. Basketball related, Spud Webb, which I thought was pretty good. Webb feet jumps really high.
Yeah, although that is Spud Webb's name. It's the only issue there. I feel like.
Do you think we get a cease and desist from Spud Webb?
We've got to make it a little more. I had a Spud Webb poster, by the way, of him dunking because he won the dunk contest in the 80s as an Atlanta Hawk, I believe.
Yeah, he did. And my cousin had a poster with him and George Murison standing next to each other.
Oh my gosh,
it was pretty
Have you seen those pictures of George Murison holding a can of Pepsi?
It's like a little,
like a
shot
thimble,
glass, basically. Yeah, right. Let's see. Let me get some other ones here. Hop Story from the Pondcast was one that Leah sent in.
Hop Story from the Pondcast? Okay.
Yep.
Andrew, you know George Murison from the Billy Crystal movie My Giant. That's
I've never seen that movie. I still don't know who he is. I've never seen that movie either, but
He's
okay.
7'7", played for the Washington Bullets.
And how was his acting in My Giant?
About
was
as
large.
good as a person who's
larger than
7'7"
life.
that plays
Yes.
Washington.
Boy, the Bullets really had a thing going with extremely tall players because they had Manute Bol.
They had Manute,
back in the day. They had George Murison.
You know what's funny is Billy Crystal is shorter than him. And they seem to emphasize that in a lot of the kind of publicity photos and maybe even in some of the scenes. I don't know if they actually, I don't know if that actually reaches the big screen, that aspect of it, but they seem to have some fun with that.
It's actually all trick photography, so they look the same size.
It's all forced
You
perspective.
actually, you think
But interestingly enough, that's not the movie where Billy Crystal plays
an NBA referee?
a basketball referee. I believe that's something in Paris.
One Night in Paris.
One Night in Paris. I believe he's an NBA ref. Does Meg Ryan fall? Somebody falls in love with him?
I don't think it's Meg Ryan.
It's a rom-com, but he's an NBA ref, I believe.
Yeah. And at one point, he gets
Paris. Forget
Paris. They break up, him and the lead actor. So I have to look up because it's gonna kill me. And he's in a bad mood, and he ends up throwing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar out of a game. And it was Kareem's like farewell tour. It was like one of his last games, and it's like a whole thing of him fighting with Kareem, another famously very tall person.
That's right. Deborah Winger.
Deborah Winger. And I feel like this is another movie that my dad has been highly recommending to me for the past several years. Is he playing a recovering alcoholic in this, or is that a different Billy Crystal movie?
That I could not tell you.
Remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I saw this movie when it came out, and I actually really liked it. But I was in a big Billy Crystal phase in the 80s and 90s.
Real Mr. Saturday Night guy.
How could you not be?
I was. City Slickers 1 through 3. Legend of Curly's Gold.
That's good stuff. All right, I'll give you a couple more. How's this sound? We got like a few more. These are more from Levi, who sent in a whole bunch.
Okay.
So he had the JP Crawdad. He also gave us Cameron Croak.
Okay. I like that.
Charles Crokin.
Is that a Charles Grodin reference?
Maybe.
Okay.
Cindy Leaper.
Oh, I kind of like that.
See, like a Cyndi Lauper joke. Got it.
Levi and also a listener, Daniel, sent in Dave Leggers. Like Eggers.
Like Dave Eggers.
Oh, like Dave Eggers, like a staggering
Leggers. Yep.
work of Heartbreaking Genius or whatever.
The Rockford Flies. Excuse me, the Rockford Flies.
The Rockford Flies.
That sounds
That's
like a
kind of the
team.
thing that the frog eats.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just listen. This is brainstorming.
I'm just working
No
it
bad
out.
ideas. I'm
Yeah,
just trying
yeah,
to.
yeah.
I'm just trying to talk these out here.
The Silent Springer.
Oh, wow. Dark.
All right. Paging Rachel Carson.
What about Jerry
We just
Springer?
called DDT for.
Ooh,
Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
What if we just named it Jerry? No.
Also an Ohio native, by the way, so it's
Cincinnati,
regionally appropriate.
right?
One-time mayor of Cincinnati.
Yeah. I think. Oh, here's this one's a little dark, but in the sense,
Darker than Silent Spring. Okay.
well, it's Frogwa. It's Frogwa, but like like WA for Washington. Like
Oh, okay.
But like foie gras. I think that's like
Frogwa.
but like or foie gras, but spelled with a WA for Washington. But like I feel like I don't know, talking about eating animal parts, specific animal parts. I don't know. I just felt like that was a little.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to put that right below Big Jumper.
Okay. Okay.
But
above Froggy McFrogface.
Oh, yes.
No,
Everything's above Froggy McFrog.
No, that's towards the top in my view. I feel like we got a couple more. Okay, so hi, Cheryl. This is Cheryl in Corvallis. Forgive me. Hi, Mr. Dobalina? Mr. Bellina?
Oh, Mr. Bob
Dobalina. Is that a Mr. Dobalina reference?
Maybe.
But where's the frog?
Mr. Dobalina? I might be mispronouncing this.
Something
I
Mr.
apologize.
Dobalina, Mr. Bob
Oh, she
Dobalina.
did. Oh, she
Dobalina,
did.
Mr. Bob
she did. Oh,
Dobalina.
and say in parentheses, Mr. Frog Dobalina. So maybe that
There
was
you
the-
go.
I apologize.
Frog
Mr.
That must-
Dobalina, Mr. Frog
Cheryl, my
Dobalina.
apologies.
Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Frog Dobalina.
Hey, we're
Mr.
good.
Dobalina, Mr. Frog Dobalina. It's actually kind of fun to say.
It really
Is
when
this
you're
a
serious.
pre-
I like that.
John
Flag it.
TBTL
Flag it.
thing? I don't think I know that one.
You really make me sick with your fraudulent behavior.
Who is that? That's not Tribe, is it? Is that Tribe?
Isn't that Dell? Is that Dell, the funky Homo sapien?
Is it? I'm going to look that up. What else do we have on the list?
I'm gonna look that up.
I'm going to look up those lyrics.
All right, here's a couple more. This is from Haley in Arizona. Sent in Toad the Damp Sprocket.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'm into that.
Like that, yeah.
Haley also sent in a couple more. Frog and Toad are friends, like the children's book. You know.
Did I go off on that
yeah.
whole story on the show recently about Frog and Toad and the TikTok that I saw about it? What an absolutely lovely. I mean, everybody loves those books and those stories, but the actual real lived experience of the guy who wrote the books.
Right. You said go off. I thought you were about to say something real negative. I'm like,
No,
I'm pretty sure it's a
just-
good story.
No, I think
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
getting emotional.
Okay.
It's not just the Supergirl trailer that makes me cry. It's also talking about the life story of the guy who wrote Frog and Toad.
Luke, I hate to sharpshoot you, but you said it was Del the Funky Homo Sapien. It's actually Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Boy, I was stupid.
But I know. I feel like I'm always embarrassing you on the show. No, good pull. I did not know that was him. I know this song, but I didn't remember that was him.
He's also somebody's cousin, I remember. Somebody who was like maybe more famous in hip hop at the time. Like I think it was like Ice Cube's cousin or something. But anyway. That's Cheryl. I just want to say
you're right. Ice Cube, according to AI, unless AI is learning this information from us talking to this microphone and spitting it back out, but it seems to be. Yeah.
I apologize, Cheryl, again for mispronouncing and reading the wrong.
We
part
got there.
All right, so there's a couple more names. Haley also said Santos L. Hopper. I don't know if that's a specific reference.
Santos
L. Hopper.
Who would that be? Santos L. Hopper. Maybe just like a fun name for the frog.
Yeah, or a mashup of Sam L. Jackson and Dennis Hopper. I don't know.
Or George Santos.
Or George. No, kiboshing that one. And then we got a couple from our friend Hollywood Mike, which, by the way, shout out to Mike, was in the Twin Cities visiting family, and he and I got a beer the other night, and it was good to hang out and meet in person. Really cool.
I think I got a selfie of you guys. I don't know.
He
which
did
one of
send
you
you because
sent
we
it.
were at the place we're at was called Ted's, and so you wanted to point out like Teddy's is close as you can get. All right, and then so Mike sends in Damas, like D-O-M-B.
Oh, Dombas.
Dombas. That's a long ago reference. God, that's like more than 10 years ago, right? Somebody left you a note on your car. They call you a Dombas.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't like how I had parked, and they left, I think, a Post-it note. I think they were trying to write dumbass, but they didn't know how to spell it, and it was Donbass.
So who's the Donbass now?
The region of Ukraine, Donbass.
So Mike sent in that one, and then also I like this one, Tangent the Frog.
Tangent the Frog.
Just always going on tangents.
Yeah,
right?
that could be a mascot for us, Tangent the Frog.
Yeah, I think. And then the only other one here I think from this week I didn't mention so far. There's a couple. There's two more. There's two more if we got time for two more. Listener Corinne, who I think is down in Alabama, right? Listener Corinne,
she's got a hot air balloon.
Wrote in the mighty Amphibiten. I'm probably
okay.
Like
I like that. I like working in the tens and Amphibiten.
Amphibiten. That was a good one.
That's a TBTL listener that can go in the water and the land.
That's right.
Yes,
but they cannot regulate their blood temperature by themselves. They have to lie on a rock.
Kind of a problem with a lot of our listeners.
And then listener Seth sent in frog boglog, like
like Bob Boblog.
Yeah, frog boglog.
How do you say that, Andrew? Bob Loblaw? Is that
Bob Loblaw? Yeah, I think it's because he has a law blog too, right? Is Bob Loblaw's law blog?
I'm kind of sad that character was wasted on Scott Baio, who then turned out to kind of be a turd.
But I think it was because of the Fonzie connection, right? Because you had Henry Winkler, so they had to bring in. I think that show was genius, and it's kind of it's casting in that way.
And also, what's his face was the narrator. Howard Ron Howard was the narrator.
Ron Howard was the narrator.
So even more connections. Yeah.
Well, those are all really good. Actually, that's not true. They're not all really good, but it was fun to hear them, and some of them were really good. And I'm not going to say which is which, but no, that was great. Thank you, everyone who sent them in. Keep them coming, because we can't have too many ideas. I feel like, for me right now, I don't know, Mr. Frog Daubelina is pretty good. But then what was the other one?
I like Rosie the Ribbitor a lot.
Oh yeah, Rosie the Ribbitor. Yeah, that's
Jackie Jorp Jump.
And that one, Jackie Jorp Jump is, I think, my favorite.
I mean, and also just ties in with TBTL lore.
Do you remember who sent that one in?
Yeah, that was
kudos to them, because that is, I think that's
Jackie Jorp. That was Adrian in New York City.
I didn't.
Nice work,
thanks, Adrian. I didn't think anything could beat Rosie the Ribbitor to me. Somebody had emailed me that earlier this week, and I was delighted by that. But man, Jackie Jorp Jump is great.
But keep them coming. We have not officially closed the list on these.
And send them to me, John Jon at tbtl.net. Don't text or email Andrew. He will delete it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
and
that's what he does.
And curse you.
All right, so we're getting maybe a little closer to a name for the frog, but we're not getting any closer to understanding the animal that is the frog, the amphibian that is the frog. Because, Andrew, as you've already established, you're a little squeamish.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't grow up. I mean, I did grow up by Green Lake, and probably if I would have had more, like, I don't know, Huck Finn tendencies, maybe I could have been, catching frogs there. I wasn't growing up, so I don't have a ton of experience. John, do you have any experience with frogs yourself?
We had a family cabin in the Catskill Mountains that my grandfather and my great uncles built back in the day, and so I was very fortunate in my youth to go there, and we would go on like nature hikes and find like tadpoles and frogs and toads and stuff like that. But like I wasn't like capturing them was never
So
really
of the
a thing.
three of us, you have the most experience.
But it's very not a lot, but yeah.
Well,
I guess
thankfully,
so.
we got this email from our friend Simeon, who said, I've recently moved to Dayton, Ohio from Indianapolis, and I am a trained volunteer for Frog Watch USA, a citizen scientist network which monitors wetlands to collect data about local frogs and toads during peak breeding season for use by researchers and conservation agencies. So we thought we would give Simeon a call to get some of his expertise on all things frog.
Ahoy, hoy.
And Simeon is joining us right now from somewhere in Illinois?
Baba Booey, ahoy, hoy. Yeah. What's up from Love Travel Stop?
Well played.
Thanks for
you're
pulling
pulled over on the side of the road in Illinois?
Well, I'm at a Love's Travel Stop by a kind of dog park.
Nice. And you're also the person, if I understand it, who left us a voicemail that we used to start the show recently. How you had the distinct honor and privilege to be the first person to use a freshly cleaned restroom at a local park.
Yo, that state park. It was Ohio State Park, and the chrome was glistening like Mr. Clean's bald head. So nice.
How early do you have to get to a state park bathroom to be the first one to use it?
9-ish or 9 or 9:30, and you could tell like the park maintenance people were mowing the lawn then. You could tell it was like the cleaning buckets were outside and they were now running the weed eaters. So
nice.
Yeah.
Were you at that state park because of your Frog Watch USA duties?
No, I was just having a swim. I was just going for a swim at the beach. I've told you too much. There's no beach there.
How did you get involved with something called Frog Watch USA?
I've done other like volunteering with different habitat restoration stuff and some I like nature. I like fishing and kayaking and stuff. So I was moving to a new community. I've recently moved to Dayton. I was Googling around for stuff, and I don't know, somehow the internet rabbit hole knew what I liked, and I found that.
And so are you, when you're doing Frog Watch USA stuff, you're going out and like counting the frogs? What are you guys actually doing out there in the field?
Okay, so it's a citizen science project, a lot like it's kind of like eBird or the Christmas bird count. It's people all around the country who have joined the network and are doing things just in their backyard or ponds at their local park. And what you'll do is you'll go out around the evening time, about half an hour before to a half hour after sunset, and you will listen for 5 minutes at a time. So you spend 2 minutes just with no sounds, just like kind of acclimating your ears. And then for exactly 3 minutes, you listen very closely and know exactly which species of frogs you hear calling during that 3 minutes, and then record them on a data sheet, and then submit that data to the organization.
That's
so have you become an expert on frog sounds?
Well, what I found out is you need to go to exactly one evening training to be the biggest expert on frogs that anybody knows, so much that you get on a national podcast.
I'm sorry, you mean international?
International, yeah.
Okay, just wanted to clean that up for you a little bit there.
Yeah.
Because Andrew, I know you have some
I-
frog sounds that you were going to see. Simeon, if we were going to maybe play some frog sounds and see if you wanted to give your best guess as to what frogs we were playing for you.
Yeah, you made a huge mistake by telling me that you can sometimes identify the actual different species of frogs, because I'm guessing that wherever you are, like there's only about how many different frog species sounds are you currently familiar with?
Oof. Okay, so you've got hey, finally something that's good for an audio medium.
Yeah.
We don't usually do that on the show.
First time for everything.
Wow. Are we getting burned?
Okay, so sorry. You've got the basic. So bullfrogs. We're going to talk a lot about bullfrogs today. Give your basic croak, right? Your croak. You hear that? That's a bullfrog. Then you got your green frogs, which do kind of more of a like maybe a bowstring or like a timpani drum being struck just once. But then you get into all the ones that go like, and those are the tricky ones because they all have different, different pitches. some of them have more or less raspiness. Like some of them will be real crisp, while others kind of sound like they're being blown through a kazoo with like maybe a loose paper or something. And then they have also longer and shorter periods. So like tree frogs will maybe do like just one of maybe 5-ish seconds or so. But a toad might go more like 20 seconds. I'll spare us all that.
Okay, so a toad, that's right. We've tried to figure this out on the show. A toad is a kind of frog.
So there's two meanings of frog. It's kind of like a tomato is a fruit or vegetable thing. There's the common usage of frog and then the scientific usage of frog. Scientifically, frogs refer to the whole species, which includes toads.
Okay.
But then within that family of that order of animals, there's actually three. There's the frogs, which have slimier skin and spend more of their time in water. There's the toads that have bumpier skin and hibernate in mud out of the water and are a little more terrestrial. There's also something called the spadefoot, which is a bit endangered and is kind of between a frog and toad, and is so called because its back foot is a little different. It has an extra claw for hole digging.
Okay, that's all really interesting. No joke. Like, this is fascinating. We had the right listener on for this. So, were you going to jump in?
Well, I was just going to ask. So then you're like listening very carefully for these sounds, and then you're taking notes, and then do you like basically bring the data back to someone and say, this is how many bullfrog noises I heard, and then they try to come up with a sense of like how many frogs are out there?
Right. Well, it's much like, again, if any listeners are familiar with other more common citizen science apps, there's a special eBird and Christmas bird count is a big example of this, right? So it's people all over the country uploading their data to a database, and then whenever conservation organizations or university researchers and so on want to have access to data, they turn to those databases and use them to determine migration patterns or shifts in native habitat and so on.
Cool. Well, I want to play some frog sounds for you and see if you can identify them. And I just want to remind the listening audience that you are on a telephone. You're on a cellular telephone as you are pulled over along the side of the road somewhere in Indiana. So if you don't recognize these...
Illinois.
I mean, they both start with I's. Can you give me a break? It's the Homo sapien, Luke. Okay, so here is the first sound I'm going to play for you. Try to identify this. We're going to hopefully start in your wheelhouse. I got 8 hours of that. I can play the whole thing for you, or you do want to jump in? Do you know what that is?
I can't hear anything.
You were not able to hear that. Interesting.
I was not able to hear that.
All right, John, it's on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the senior frog expert among the three of us.
I believe that's a cheetah.
Yes.
This is the cheetah as it stalks its prey. So I'm sorry that you can't hear that. We did a little test before the show. Maybe there's something about the sound of frogs that the cell service is sort of cutting out. But that was the bullfrog for the listeners who did hear that.
That is not what I thought it was going to sound like, honestly.
That, and I almost said this when you were introducing Simeon, but I didn't want to interrupt. But like, for me, that right there, in fact, I'll keep this playing underneath me a little bit here. This is my experience with frogs, because this is the sound, along with like crickets and generally speaking the summer country air. This is what I went to bed to every night, and it makes me so nostalgic. Because we had a little pond in our backyard, and there's a reason why Valley City is the frog jump capital. Like there are tons and tons and tons of frogs in Valley City, and I would just go to bed every night to the chorus of frogs in our backyard and just like the various backyards, and it is so comforting to me. I really, really miss that.
Are you going to start playing that at night when you go to bed, like a white noise machine?
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I'm going to play another one here, and Simeon, I don't know if this will come through any better. I kind of doubt it.
Maybe it was just the low tones of that one.
Yeah, maybe it was the low tones.
If not, I'll do an impression of the sound that Andrew plays, and then we'll see if you can get it from that, Simeon.
I love this. Okay, here. Try this.
I'm sorry. No, I don't hear anything.
Okay, here's what it sounds like, Simeon.
This is good.
Uh-huh. They were that close together?
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
much.
Yeah.
Did they sound more like wood or more like did they sound more woody or more kind of almost like a bowstring?
It sounded woody to me.
They had floral notes and almost like a hint of.
Please, this is already complicated.
I think that they're only called green frogs if they're from the Green Frog region of France. But I think
No, you know what? This was actually amazing. That was a green frog. That was amazing. That was the green frog. Luke heard it, then imitated it over the line. All right, just to be clear though,
this is really groundbreaking radio. By the way,
We're ending the week strong.
Can you hear this?
I can.
You can hear that. So why is it that you can hear Pearl Jam but not the sound of frogs?
That is interesting.
If I put you out in a field somewhere and we played Temple of the Dog, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, would you be able to like sort of tell them apart and then send a report into Akron?
I don't think any agency is trying to conserve those sounds. But.
How dare.
Jeez Louise. All right. Well, that was
I feel like I almost want to quit while we're ahead with the frog sounds because that was so awesome. That
was really
worked.
awesome. I'm
Can we
really
tempt
sorry.
fate and try and do another one.
You know what? Maybe we can save these sounds here.
Okay.
I'm gonna do one here. I'll do one more here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, sure.
Do you recognize that cartoon frog?
Yeah. He just played the sound of a cartoon frog saying,
he's not
"Oh,
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He wants to eat some circular-shaped cereal.
Yes.
That's right. Smacks, I
Right?
believe, right? Diggum, was it like Diggum the frog or something
Yeah.
like that?
And what were those called? Honey smacks?
Honey smacks, I want to say. Like it's smacks of honey.
Honey smacks? Yeah, and he was like a cool frog, right? He
Yeah,
was kind of a-
yeah.
do you wear like a Letterman's jacket or something like that?
That sounds about right. And maybe a ball cap or something like that. Well, I'm sorry that the audio thing didn't work, but maybe like later on we can get you back on the line.
I got
on
a pretty
different
major
way.
W on my green frog impression, though.
I'm really
feeling good about
impressed with that.
And by the
really
way,
impressed
full
with
mark, Simeon, because you actually did the hard work. You guessed it based on my impression. Can I ask you a couple of other quick frog-related questions? One being,
sure.
Do you know anything about, like, I don't know what kind of options we're going to have, but this is a frog jump contest in Valley City, Ohio. Is there a particular kind of frog that is known for its jumping skills? And again, I guess this would also involve you understanding the local frogs of Valley City, Ohio. But I mean, what should we be looking for in a frog?
100%. So if you're looking at the big old jumpers, you've got kind of three, but honestly 2 species. So there's your bullfrog. That's the famous, biggest, and strongest one.
Okay.
The green frog is also pretty good. And then the leopard frog, although leopard frog's maybe a little bit smaller body than the green frogs. So we're looking for a bullfrog or a green frog. Bullfrogs are your best chance of finding a big one. So you want the biggest, thickest one, but you want it to be athletic. We don't want one with a big old fat tummy because that one's either really old or possibly pregnant. So it's not going to be athletic or in the mood for doing sports. So we probably a bullfrog. However, I'd guess this. If you find both a bullfrog and a green frog of similar size and athleticism, I think the green frog will be jumping farther. But it's a little bit less of a guarantee that you're going to find such a big honking green frog.
Okay. And my other question is, and I don't know if when you're doing frog watch stuff, you ever end up actually handling any of the frogs, or if you just maybe growing up ever went and got a frog. But how do we want to get this frog very humanely. We want to keep them in a terrarium where they've got everything they need. I think we're going to try to really leave them alone. But like, how do we kind of deal with the frog minimally bugging it? We don't want to mess with this frog any more than we have to. And we are, of course, going to take the frog back to where we found it and reintegrate it into its life when we're done with this. What's your advice on that topic?
Sure. Well, the main piece of advice you said already is the back to where we found it part. So, I mean, I'm a school teacher, and we sometimes have a frog as a class pet, and then the biologists, of course, that work with them keep them a lot. They're perfectly happy in terrariums. I mean, if anything, they're not going to be eaten by an eagle or a bass. Just common sense stuff. Keep them spritzed. If you're keeping them for more than 24 hours,
That's
go
what
to
we do
a
with
bait
John.
shop or something and get some mealworms.
So you're saying that they actually seem pretty pretty comfortable in the terrarium? You know, like they're not super freaked out to be in there as long as they're being kind of well taken care of and not messed with too much.
Yeah, no, I don't think, no, I have not noticed any signs of froggy distress. In fact, once they realize that they're not in danger, you'll kind of see them, they're curious, they'll look at you, you can kind of see that they've got they're interested with what's going on and know that they're in a safe place, I think.
That's great.
Yeah.
You said something, I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't keep them, a couple tips, don't keep them in, like, water that they have to swim in. We see them swimming, but that's not they want to be on dry land. So give them a terrarium with some puddles, spritz them, mist them, and then, make sure to bring them back to where you found them if you release them, because if you release them into different bodies of water, it really lowers their chances of survival. They're confused. They don't know the turf. And also it can be a vector for disease transmission, or even invasive species spread if you like took them across county.
I am personally delivering this frog back to the exact place we got it from, and I will stay the night to make sure that
little sleeping
it's
bag.
not scared.
Hey, this is not a good wrap 'em up question, and I apologize for it. But you said something in passing that I found very interesting. Did you say that a frog could be eaten by a bass? The fish, bass, B-A-S-S?
Yeah, for sure. Frogs are lots of bass, catfish. Yeah, I mean they're a great prey. This is why. So this ties back into where to find the bullfrogs and green frogs. Most frogs do not actually live in permanent bodies of water. If we might see them occasionally in a lake or a river, but that frog does not want to be there and is trying to get away because it is the most delicious piece of meat floating down the river. They mostly live in the puddles and the vernal pools in the wetlands adjacent to bodies of water. The exception being bullfrogs, who do live in ponds that last year round. So if we're looking for the biggest frog, then we can look at kind of, golf course ponds or little retention ponds or something. But most frogs, do not want to be in the river because everybody thinks they're delicious.
Oh, wow. Wow. I didn't know that fish could, because I don't know, just about maybe body shape and size and stuff. I couldn't picture a fish eating a frog, but that's interesting.
Simeon, what grade do you teach, or what subject do you teach?
I'm a multilingual teacher, what they used to call an ESL teacher. I did most of my career, speaking of international listeners, I did most of my career teaching abroad, but I'm back home in the Midwest now.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. You have a really, really clear, concise way of explaining this stuff. You're well suited to that job.
Thank you.
I especially like the part where you roasted Luke and Andrew for what makes for good content on the show.
Yeah, it took us a while to bounce back from that, but I think we got there eventually.
Did I brutally podmog you within an inch of your life?
Oh, wait a minute.
That's exactly what happened.
Brutally. I'm starting to hear a frog nickname in there
well,
somewhere.
didn't somebody suggest podvicular or frogvicular?
Yeah,
oh, no, but I'm
Bobby.
talking about brutally frog-mogged us or something. That's almost, I don't know.
Simeon, this has been really great, man. I think we're in some way or another, like, let's stay in touch, okay? We need to check in with you, I think, especially maybe once we're in Valley City. I'd like to maybe get you to maybe weigh in on what's going on with us and our pet frog.
100%, yeah, and I would invite anybody listening. I don't know if I'm on the Stens page. I don't use Facebook a lot, but if they see me around on social media or have follow-up questions about Frog Watch or I don't know, just Midwest-related TBTL stuff, they can feel free to give my email or phone number or whatever.
Where the cleanest bathrooms are?
That I won't give that information away. That information I'm taking to my grave.
Yes. And I don't know your schedule, Simeon, but we will be in Ohio on that Sunday for the frog jump. So maybe we'll see you out there at the frog jump if you can make it.
Yeah,
over.
I'm a school teacher on summer holiday who's also recently divorced. So I have got nothing on my calendar, man. I am wide open.
Well, if you want to start a support group with me for handsome divorcees, we can do that too in Ohio. Wait, am I a divorcee if I'm a feller, or does that usually apply to the woman?
It sounds genderless.
Yeah.
Okay. No, actually, in this case, the women are the divorcees and the men are the divorcestresses.
Okay.
And man, it's amazing
exactly
that I was
thinking.
apologizing for a last question that didn't seem like a good wrap 'em up. And now here we are. Now here we are.
I make no apologies. Hey, Simeon, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Don't bring up the divorce.
That's right.
We'll see you in Ohio.
All right, thanks.
So that
There
was
he
Simeon.
goes.
Simeon really knows his frogs. I have to say that was for a moment when I was like, this is a volunteer position and something he's doing to kind of get to know the area. I was like, well, we'll see how deep the knowledge goes. No, that guy really knows what he's talking about.
And you're absolutely right about the about his ability to kind of let me put it this way: if I understand it, you are really good at explaining things, especially in the biology realm.
Yeah, you can tell that he's a person who's stood in front of a bunch of young minds and explained things so that those young minds could grasp it, which is, I think, about where we sort of test out, too, on the show. So it's kind of perfect for us.
On a good day, yeah.
I'm so blown away that, Luke, you had to translate from the
That was
sound.
amazing.
And then Simeon got it. That was genuinely awesome.
Why
so
do you
cool.
think that he could hear the Pearl Jam but not the frogs? I think that the phone systems are too smart these days. I think they're filtering out stuff that they think is extraneous noise.
We also missed the ultimate test. Because he couldn't hear the frog sounds, but he could hear the music of Eddie Vedder. But what we didn't play for him was the WB theme song, which is a frog singing, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
That's what I
hello,
should
my
have done
ragtime
instead
doll."
of smacks.
That's the ultimate test.
Damn.
Well,
get back on the line.
We'll try it next time when we have him on. So,
Absolutely.
anyway.
Well, that was a lot of fun, guys.
That was fun. Yeah, I'm getting very excited about Ohio. This is going to be super great. So yeah, can't wait. All right, I guess that's going to do it for today's episode and bring us to the end of our broadcast week. Thanks everybody for spending all this time with us. We're going to be back here on Monday with more Imaginary Radio for all of you. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Everybody stay safe. John, thanks for being here as always.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Appreciate
Thank you. Please send those frog suggestions my way.
Yes,
Keep sending
John,
them.
Jon at tbtl.net. Andrew, thank you as always. Good luck with your pole saw. Now, be careful out there. We need you to have both hands for Ohio.
Do we?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We do. We do. So, anyway, good luck with that. We'll hear about that on Monday, I'm sure. And we'll have lots of other stuff to report on as well. So we'll see you then. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. And please remember, no mountain too tall.
And good luck to all.
Power out.